Welcome to the Fasting Podcast, Wow, Wellness and Optimal Weight. I'm your host, Julie Phillips, certified natural health professional for 2 decades, bringing you episode 110, Sequence of Burning Calories Within the Body. The body actually starts, of course, with the easiest and most available resources. So when we talk about the food and drink that we eat, hopefully all organic and all natural whenever possible, this provides easily accessible calories for the body to burn for energy. The food we consume need to be readily digestible and assimilable to be used for energy in the body. Junk food may not produce any usable calories, instead adding to toxicity and wasted energy trying to break down the garbage. After the healthy food's been broken down by the body, it can fuel the production of ATP energy in the mitochondria cellular batteries. And when that's used up, where does the body turn to next? It's called glycogen. In biochemistry terms, glycogen is a substance deposited in bodily tissues as a store of carbohydrates. It's a polysaccharide which forms glucose on hydrolysis. A core protein of glycogenin is surrounded by branches of glucose units. So the glycogen is actually a short-term energy source as opposed to fat, which is considered a long-term energy source. Glycogen is made and stored primarily in the cells of the liver and the skeletal muscle. And the glycogen inside the liver can comprise 5 to 6% of the liver's weight. In skeletal muscle, glycogen is only 1 to 2% of the muscle mass, and small amounts of glycogen can also be stored in the kidneys, red and white blood cells, glial cells in the brain, and uterus in pregnancy. Total glycogen stores can approximate 1,700 calories. So what happens? About 4 grams of glucose is present in human blood at all times. In fasted people, blood glucose is maintained constant at this level at the expense of glycogen stores in the liver and the skeletal muscle. Glycogen in the muscle serves the muscle itself. Glycogen in the liver is used through the body, for example, the nervous system and other parts of it. The human brain consumes about 60% of blood glucose in fasted sedentary individuals. Glycogen forms an energy reserve that can be mobilized quickly to meet a sudden need for glucose. If needed, the body can actually make glucose from protein or fat. So excess carbs that can't fit into the glycogen stores, guess what? They can store as fat. Not good. So we definitely don't want to eat too many excess carbohydrates. So what about after the food we've consumed that's ready in the glycogen stores? After that, now the body's capable of simultaneously breaking down protein/muscle and stored toxin-laden fat. The muscle can actually be converted to glucose with a process called gluconeogenesis, the creation of new good sugar from the amino acids in the muscle. And we need to secure muscle with high-quality digestible protein, and we can monitor how our percentage is going with a very affordable body composition scale. It isn't just muscle that's made of protein. Many or most vital parts in the body are made of protein. Bones, organs, etc. So many things. You may want to review episode 66, Preserve Muscle During Fasting. And if we do preserve muscle, finally the focus can be on burning stored fat, fueling the mitochondria with ketones instead of glucose. Burning fat can be very beneficial because now we could be releasing toxins, so we want to make sure our channels of elimination are open, and burning 1 gram of fat produces 9 calories of energy compared to burning 1 gram of carb or protein produces less than half of the 9, only 4 calories of energy. So when you're burning fat, you can be happy about your energy, and also the process of burning fat can help with appetite and cravings naturally. while you're producing the energy efficient ketones for the brain and the body. So burning fat is a great thing because not only are you burning subcutaneous under the surface fat, but also visceral fat clinging to vital organs. You may want to review episode 92, Is Visceral Fat Your Problem? This one's crucial. Even super skinny 100-pound people can have high visceral fat. Burning fat definitely takes some work by the body. So how do we help the body get to that point? First and foremost, we want to choose organic and natural food and drink with plentiful pure water. So put good nutrients in and avoid overeating. Don't put too much in because that's going to be burned before our stored fat. So even though some people think you can eat an unlimited healthy fats, it will be slowing down the body working to break down the stored fat. You want to minimize what we call the net carbs. That's going to fill up your glycogen stores. So net carbs, if something has a total carbs of 17 and 3 grams of fiber, subtract that because that doesn't count against you. So 17 minus 3 is 14. And if there's 2 grams of natural sugar alcohols, then you want to subtract that as well. So that would be 12 net carbs. So you want to minimize your net carbs because it slows you down with glycogen. And you might want to review episode 77, Glycogen Affects Fasting. Very importantly, you want to preserve your muscle with dietary protein and proper exercise. Since it can take 10 to 12 hours to deplete the food we ate and drank, and then the glycogen stores, make your fasting window, if you're really looking to burn stored fat, as long as possible. You may not want to stop at 16 hours and keep your caloric food to 8-hour window. You may want to go for 20 hours, for example, and then only keep your maybe 2 meals within a 4-hour window. It's up to you when you're trying to get rid of stored fat. So it's very important to keep your open bowels crucial for the exit of toxins and plenty of water so you get it out in urine. So you can monitor this. This may motivate you. You can get a body composition scale for less than $30 on Amazon. You can monitor your body fat, your visceral fat clinging to vital organs, your skeletal muscle. Know your numbers. Check out our website, www.jpwowprograms.com, has links to all the pertinent episodes that we mentioned and copies of the slides notes that we used in the YouTubes for each one of these. Please refer others to the podcast in YouTube, and if you're on iTunes, we hope you give us a good written review. For questions and feedback, contact me, Julie, at jpwowprograms.com. Stay positive, focused, and determined because where the mind goes, energy flows.